Did I? There we go. Thank
Do
you.
we have an XLR cable?
Okay, well, as the musicians are getting settled and maybe the meditation music gets turned off, then we can shift into the rest of our time together. And wow, I'm so glad you guys are so comfortable and it feels like you're almost on the perimeter of the room. So anyway, thank you for being here tonight. And let's just kind of, move through some things. We're going to do something different. So here we are at Elevate at VTC on another Wednesday night. And I would just like everyone to take a moment and look around the room at this fabulous new art installation that Shannon Holmes brought in. Thank you. And yes, let's give her a hand. I'm clapping still. And I'm just loving looking. I don't know if anybody online can see any of this because I'm not sure where the cameras are pointing right now. But everything is a starscape. Everything is a nightscape. Everything is a beautiful with like blues and purples and mystical this and nature, excuse me, skies and stuff like that. And it is just so gorgeous. And I feel like works so well with our lovely blue tablecloths and our lovely purple chairs that we have here. So I just invite you to take it all in, soak it all in. I'm sure that there's going to be some, time during the music today where you're just going to be able to receive all of this beauty that is surrounding us in so many different ways on so many levels. So thank you, Shannon, for bringing your art into VTC. So where is it that Shannon brought her art, you might be wondering? Well, probably not really because you guys are all regulars. But here we are at VTC at this incredible, amazing place with more people coming in. Welcome. And basically coming together to remember and do one thing and one thing only, that is to acknowledge and remember and champion and amplify that love is all there is. And so whether we call it love, whether we call it spirit, whether we call it source, creativity, the quantum field, beauty, it really doesn't matter what the word is. What we're here to do is to feel that, to be that, to show up as that for ourselves, for each other, and our world. And there's so many different ways to experience that. And man, this new art here today is one of those ways. So how does that sound on a Wednesday night here at Elevate? Yeah? Okay, you guys are going to have to do some extra work hooting and hollering today because you're a small but mighty crowd, right? So thank you in advance. And let us also remember where it is that we are gathering, that we are coming together on territorial land of the Lekwungen peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, whose enduring stewardship of the land, sky, and sea, so beautifully reflected in a lot of these paintings, sustains all life that flows through here. We honor their profound reverence for the energies of these sacred spaces. What a blessing, gift, and privilege it is to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create in the shared spirit of harmony, respect, and love upon these sacred lands. So may our community, VTC, uphold this legacy of care and interconnectedness that the Lekwungen peoples have and continue to embody, and all that we learn and manifest here. Haichka. All right, so I'm going to hand it over to Kelby, and he can introduce the opening tune.
Good evening, everyone. How you doing? Nice to see you all. So nice to be here, cradled in all this beautiful art. Thank you so much. We have a wonderful tune for you. If you'd like to get up on your feet, help us out with a little clapping, maybe a step and a clap. Woo! We'll warm this place up with our dancing and our grooves. Eddie Watkins Jr., anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. Have tambourine music, sing a Stephanie Hill. Know that you can change your life when you believe. Know that you what you got when you believe in yourself, in yourself, in yourself, in yourself. I believe in you. Sorry. I believe in you. There it is. When we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can't do. Na 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 na. I believe in me. I believe in you. We believe in each other. Here we go. There ain't nothing we can't do.
Just like on Sunday, I so love watching Linda and Shannon grooving to that tune,
I know.
all the moves and everything. Anyway, can we please give a hand to the band? Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Douse electric bass, Kelvin McNair on vocals and drums, and Stephanie! This is for you! Stephanie's watching online.
Hi, Stephanie.
Hear that? All the hi Stephanies? Everyone here. Everyone, let's at the same time.
Hi,
Stephanie! There we go. And anyone else who is watching online too, type something in the chat so that we know that you're here, all right? Anyway, thank you. Hi, Mahoney, can you, yeah, so, okay, pass, go. All right, you know what, we kind of jumbled things up a little bit, so what would have happened? Well, nothing really, so let's just take a moment to enjoy what we just enjoyed and move into a reflective tune. So this is going to be a totally different vibe. So this is where we get to just, instead of, move and groove, tune in. Maybe look around you at this fabulous art first, or find one of the paintings and just sort of, allow yourself to be immersed in the scenescape that is happening there, because there's really some beautiful, beautiful imagery all around us right now. But even if you don't, there's going to be some beautiful stuff happening with the Elevate Trio. So gentlemen, take it away. myself feeling like I'm in space, just floating amongst the stars and the moons and the different planets, the different suns and galaxies, the different nebulae. And just feeling that all of this spaciousness that I am noticing all around in my mind, that this spaciousness also exists within. And as I feel all the interspaces of my being dancing and so enlivened and enthused with all of that beautiful harmony and all of those turns of phrase, what a blessing and a gift it is to be here now. In community, together, receiving this incredible gift of music, of artistry, of beauty, of love, of creativity that is always expressing, moving and grooving its way in, through, around, and as everyone and everything, but showing up in gazillions of unique and amazing ways. And so as we move through the rest of our time together today, let us appreciate what it is that we have. Let us appreciate who and what it is that we are. And as we appreciate the knowing that love is indeed our true nature, that love is all there is, that every single aspect of tonight's Elevate is pure love expressing, let us appreciate that love so that it goes forth out into the world, radiating and emanating more powerfully, more brilliantly, more harmoniously, enveloping everyone and everything in its path, and then being reflected right back here into every single aspect and interspace of our being, more beautifully, more wholly, more lovingly in each now moment. So for all the beauty and artistry and love that is present, for all that is on its way, I simply say thank you for it all, and so it is. So just taking a moment to open our eyes gently, to become more acquainted with the room after that little journey. And then please, let's say thank you to the band. Yeah. Oh my gosh, thank you. Oh yeah, and Pablo, tell us please what it was. There you go.
I believe it's a song by piano player Bill Evans.
Thought so.
And it's called Spring is Here.
Spring is here. How apropos. Excellent. Bill Evans, Spring is here. All right. What was that?
Doesn't feel like it today.
Oh, really? It feels like it right now. All right. Okay, fantastic. Well, this is an opportunity, Peter, to transform your thinking so that you can experience spring in your mind, right? Right here. Okay, so our theme for the month, transformation. And we're getting close to the end, but just because we're getting close to the end doesn't mean that we can't keep going with this incredible opportunity to just lean into what does transformation look and feel like for us in each now moment. And to do that more consciously, we have an affirmation to go with our theme, which is we consciously experience the infinite potentiality of our being. And this comes from our VTC values compass, which is kind of like our guiding light based on what the community intuited when we had our 2 visioning sessions almost 2 years ago at this point. And so, yeah, so here we have this statement, and I'm just curious to know how it's landing for people, what it feels like. Is it something that you can get behind? Is it something that you truly feel, that is true for you? And if there's anyone in the room who has something that they might want to share in community, just, 1 or 2 brief shares before we move on to the rest of our program together. Introspective bunch. contemplative bunch. And that's okay. So whatever's happening for you, whatever is present, whatever is alive, please, I invite you to take this affirmation, this statement with you through the rest of the month and just, in the coming days, weeks ahead as well. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, thank you. All right. So gentlemen, that's it for music for a while. Feel free to have a seat. And I'm going to bring my trusty papers over. Okay. All right. So, as many of you know, at the beginning of the month, I went to Nashville for an event. And the event was amazing. My time in Nashville was amazing. When I was in Nashville, I absolutely loved life. It was so good to be there. I talked about how it just felt super spacious, that there was music everywhere. The event that I was at, people were just vibing high. The energy and the consciousness was so, so great and so positive and so uplifting and so expansive. And I loved the Airbnb that I stayed at. It felt so good to go home every single night. And then I came home, and it became so clear for me what wasn't working here as I lived my life here. It became so incredibly clear what doesn't fit anymore, what doesn't feel good anymore, because I'd had this incredible experience and perspective by being away and then coming back to, whoa, this just doesn't fit anymore. This doesn't feel good anymore. And I was actually talking to Daniela, our digital producer, yesterday, and she came out with this incredible quote, which I was kind of hoping that Peter and Kelby would hear, but they walked out. And she said, as I was telling her all of this, she goes, yeah, there's nothing like tasting something nourishing and then coming back to realize that you're choking on gruel. Daniela, that one's for you. Thank you. Okay, a little melodramatic maybe. However, there's wisdom in that, right? Like, yeah, I was supposed to be kind of funny and whatever. But how often do we actually notice that something doesn't fit, that something isn't working, but we still continue to kind of choke it down, right? Because it's easier to do so. And so this made me think, or sort of brought me to what's been happening for me since I got back and over the last month. And so for some of you, I think all of you maybe know at this point that on the weekend, as I was going through this big weekend where I had a 9D breath journey that I facilitated in the morning, then there was the prayer class in the afternoon, then on Sunday there was Celebrate, and then there was going to be the VTC orientation class. And as I'm trying to start bringing in all of these things that I was doing on the side before the collision in June, it's like there's stuff that keeps coming up going, And so when I was trying to bring in the 9D journey, 9D transformational breathwork journey at the clinic where I do it once a month, last month I had to cancel it last minute because I just found that I wasn't ready, and our cat actually really helped me along with that by having to go to the hospital. And so then it was like, okay, I got to tend to her, and so I got to cancel 9D. And then I was super excited that I was going to be able to do it again going to be able to do it this month, the first one that I'd done, since the collision 7+ months ago. And then I got really sick. And that's why I wasn't here at Elevate last weekend. And can we just give it up for my lovely husband, Glenn, who did such a good talk last week, and just really with less than 24 hours notice, I mean, he's wanted to do a talk for a while, but just stepped up from behind the tech table in front of the camera and delivered a really, really beautiful talk and some real nuggets of wisdom. Anyway, and so because I was feeling super sick on Wednesday, I'm like, there's no way that I can do 9D on Thursday, so I had to cancel it again for the second month in a row. But I'm like, that's okay, because I have 9D at VTC on Saturday morning, and by Saturday, I'm going to be feeling fine. Okay, I am determined. And so 8 people gathered in a circle here. There's 2 of them present right here. And we're just about to go into the journey. I'm just about to say, see you on the other side, which is what I do every time before everybody puts on their headphones. And then I go flying off this stage, twisting my ankle, falling on the left side of my body, not quite remembering what happened. everybody gathering. Liz is there with the arnica. Wyatt comes out with the ice. Sherry's putting her hands on my ankle because it's swelling in front of our eyes, and she's doing her companion prayer to, help me out. And everybody rallied for about 5 minutes, and it was, really lovely. And then it was like, okay, let's, I'm here for you. We're here for the breathwork journey. Let's do the breathwork journey. And so we did it. And then we did the prayer class as I was in a lot of pain and discomfort and whatever, but it was also a really neat teachable moment to show how what we focus on expands, to show how we are consciously or unconsciously directing our energy. And with 2 people here who were in the prayer class, then you know that I was sitting here with my leg up, but I was very consciously trying to impart on everyone that no matter what is going on, even in our body, that we are not our pain, we are not our dis-ease, we are not our thoughts, we are not our feelings, we are not even the experience that we're having, or the thoughts that we're having about the experience that we're having, that we are the energy, we are the power, we are the creativity, we are that wholeness, allness, and wellness of being itself. That's who and what we are. And as we focus our attention on that, then we can only experience more of that in form. And so that has been my intention and sort of the conscious directing of energy since then. And sometimes it's easier and sometimes it's not. And so when I was here in class and using this incredible teachable moment, then I felt a lot better. By the time we got home, it was like, But anyway. So there was also, people were like, well, what do you need to learn? What's the lesson that you need to learn here? What's your body trying to tell you? And so on Sunday, I ended up doing a talk because Sunday morning is when the massive insight came. And it was like, whoa, this is one of the best talk titles ever. And it was, where are you falling short? And so for me, on the heels of coming back from Nashville and seeing all of these different aspects of my life where things don't quite fit anymore, or even like it's blatantly obvious it's been like that for a while, but I haven't done anything about it, how many times is life going to offer me a lesson until I pay attention, learn that lesson, listen, and do something different? And so this takes me to the quote that we had in meditation by Courtney C. Stevens. And it's something that I've heard before, but I had to look up online who it's attributed to. And Courtney C. Stevens, I don't really know anything about her. She's an author that wrote a book called The Lies About Truth, which is where this quote comes from. She has been an adjunct professor, a youth minister, was an Olympic torchbearer. And then I'm like, oh my God. And she's a bookseller at Parnassus Books in Nashville. Anyway, so the quote is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. Right? Does that make sense? Does anybody here have experience with this? Right? Nobody? Okay, thank you for your honesty and candor. Yeah, so, so why do we do it? Right? Like, why, when we know better, when we know that we are always choosing, we're always a choice, we can make a different choice anytime, why on earth would we keep putting up with stuff that is making us sick, that is making us feel tired, that is making us feel overwhelmed, whatever? Well, because it's familiar. It's easier, right? And for the psyche, for the ego, that is keeping us safe. Okay, because oh my gosh, if we venture into unknown territory, if we try something different, a different thought, a different feeling, a different belief, if we try to have a different experience, that is unknown. That is totally new. And for our ego, for our psyche, that is a threat. And so the psyche, the ego, the mind is going to do whatever it can to keep us within that comfort zone, even if it feels incredibly uncomfortable because we're navigating pain and overwhelm and anxiety and like, oh my God, why does this keep happening? And so this, if nothing changes, nothing changes, kept coming up again and again and again today. So the title of my talk is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. And when I was looking for a photo, I don't even know what I was looking for, but when this one came up, I'm like, haha, I really like this one, because not only is it pointing, change that way, but when you take a look at it, what has to happen in order for this person in the shoes to experience change? They need to take a step, right? They need to take action. They need to step into action. Otherwise, they're just going to keep standing exactly where they are, and they're not going to experience that change that's waiting and ready for them to experience, right? So, with this, flying off the stage, and with, this other lesson of like, pay attention and start making, changes in your life, I thought Sunday morning, I'm going to try something new. And part of it was out of necessity, because I knew that I was going to be moving slower because my foot hurt and this whole side hurt and things were stiffer and bruised and swollen and all that kind of stuff. But I thought, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take care of myself first on Sunday. And instead of scrambling to get ready for Celebrate, and then most of the time it's my fault that we are flying out the door just a few minutes late with me barely having put, the clothes on that I want to put on because I didn't have time to think about it. And I thought, I'm gonna do me first. And I'm going to take a shower, and it's going to take as long as it's going to take, and if I have to like hobble around or whatever, doesn't matter. So I did my morning meditation and mindfulness practice, all the things, just over an hour, and then I got up, I made some tea, and then I went and I had a shower, and I had a really long shower. It wasn't just like, it was like shaved legs, it was moisturized afterwards, it was like all of it, right? And then I wasn't even looking at the time. I'm just like, I'm taking care of me, I am nourishing myself, I'm making sure that I'm doing everything slowly so that I don't fall again or whatever. I'm like, what am I going to wear? I want to be comfortable. My foot is huge. I'm going to wear slippers because that's going to be comfortable for me. I got to put something on that I can, put on. And then I got to put on pants that I can actually take off easily because it was really hurting to try and pull my jeans off the other day. I did all of that. And then I'm like, and I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to have a leisurely breakfast, which I totally did. And I think I didn't sit down to my desk until 10 after 6 or something. And for us to be here on time, which for us is 9 o'clock on Sunday morning, we need to leave by 8:30, okay? Normally, that's not a lot of time for me to prepare and open up to the talk that wants to be shared, finish off the slides, get the order of service done, and get all the notes and everything, and then pack up and actually go. But I'm like, this is the time I have. This is the time that it's going to take me to do it. This is the first time since I started here that not only did I finish early, like I was packed up and ready to go and dressed and everything by 10 after 8. We left early, we arrived early, there were 0 tech problems for the first time ever. And then we actually had an opportunity to just sit here and relax for about 25 minutes before people started coming for Celebrate, for meditation. It was wild. Like, I don't know why I'm so astounded and dumbfounded, because I'm standing here on stage like twice a week talking about this kind of stuff and how we create our life experience, right? But this was so incredibly different, and it was all because I decided to change the routine and to put myself first rather than the work, and just totally put myself, on the back burner. So that is my invitation for us all, is whenever we might start thinking that, oh, but I have all this work to do, I have these projects, I have all of this stuff, oh my gosh, let's try taking care of ourselves first, because when we do that, guess what happens? We're more in alignment with the wholeness of our being, right? And then we get taken care of by universe. We get taken care of by the love that we are. All of a sudden, the talk that, I was opening up to just spilled itself out in minutes. The photo that I wanted to find just appeared. Like, sometimes I can spend half an hour looking for the right photo. And it was just like, oh, yeah, this will work. And it felt so good. And it was like, oh my God, and now I can sit here and I can relax for 25 minutes because it's all done, which was actually very welcome because of the way that my body was feeling. So So the quote that she has out of that book is, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. You want change? Make some. And the way that you make change is exactly by what John offered, exactly what this picture is offering. You have to step into action. You have to do something different. You have to think something different. You have to start entertaining some different beliefs. You got to start telling some different stories. Because as you start to do all of those things, then you start to have a different experience. Even if circumstances don't change, I had the same amount of time from when I woke up at 4 a.m. on Sunday to when we have to leave at 8:30 as I do all the other Sundays that I've woken up at 4 a.m. and I'm like scrambling at 8:35 knowing that I'm the one who's making us late because I'm not ready. But I made a change that completely transformed my experience and then transformed our experience here once we arrived here. So in the end, in order to experience change, you must step into action. Do, think, feel, try something different, and your experience of life will transform. Thank you, and so it is. All right. So now is a lovely time for those who would like to go into some conscious connection through conversation. And now we have like a good juicy amount of time today. So dig in. And I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. All right? Thank you. What's that? 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. All right, everyone. Finish up your conversations. Come on back. The musicians are going to come on back and play some more music. And as they're playing music, I'm actually going to pass out the You Are Beautiful blessing box. And we'll start it on this side of the room today. All right, there you go. You are beautiful. Thank you for joining us. I thought, wow, 20 minutes, you're still talking. Okay. All right, so the You Are Beautiful blessing box is going around, and are the gents hanging in the hall there, or what's happening? What? Yes. It's feature tune time. Yeah. Aw, making tea, getting their pajamas on. Story time. Do you know when Milana was little, I used to tell her stories in Ukrainian, and I would say to her, give me 3 things, just 3 random things, right? And then I will create a story out of it. And so she would come up with the most bizarre, like sometimes it was just like something she saw in the room, but you know, like a stick, a planet, and the color yellow. And then I had to make up a story using those 3 things. And it always started with once upon a time, you know, in Ukrainian, once upon a time, there was a little girl named Malena, which was Milana's name with the vowels inverted. And she lived in, you know, a forest, on a ship, out in space, in a city, in the cave, you know, like whatever, with her family, her dad, I forget their names now, her mom, and then her cat, Milena. And then they got up to all sorts of adventures, whatever, and that's where I'd pull in those 3 things. And I would be telling these stories, and I would be falling asleep as I'm telling them. But there would always be like a lesson, because I wanted it to be kind of like a fable, you know, so that there was some kind of nugget or insight or whatever, which I don't think she ever heard, because she was asleep by then. But it was such a neat experience for a few years to just, you know, lean into imagination and creativity that way. And here they are. All right, so thank you. The Elevate Trio is back. Gentlemen, take it away.
Do the last
We have a tune for you that speaks to the idea of transformation. There can be big transformations like a butterfly, and there can be little transformations like when you bump into someone on a street and it changes your life. This is one of those type moments. This is by the great George and Ira Gershwin. This is I Was Doing All Right. I was doing all right, nothing but rainbows in my skies. I was doing all right till you came by. Had no cause to complain, life was as sweet as apple pie. I never noticed the rain till you came by. But now, whenever you're away, can't sleep nights and suffer all the day, I just sit and wonder if love isn't one big blunder. But when you hold me tight, tingling all through, I feel somehow I was doing all right, but I'm doing better than ever now. sit and wonder if love is one big blunder. But when you hold me tight, tingling all through, I feel somehow I was doing all right. But I'm doing better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better than ever now. Better than Pablo Cardenas, Peter Downs.
Kelby McNair. Amazing, the Elevate Trio. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Doing all right now. Okay, well, who's doing all right now? Yeah. All right. Yeah, we are. Okay, so everybody's got an affirmation and a little blessing to add to your collection. And now I'm going to offer you something else, this big honkin' abundance bowl. And I have just put in my offering for today. And so what I'm going to ask everyone, as this bowl is passed around, if you have something that you would like to put in it, please do. And even if you're not physically putting something in here, I ask you to just pause and offer an intention on abundance and prosperity and generosity for yourself and for our community. All right? So here we go. And for anyone tuning in online who would like to contribute in some way, there may not be a slide up for you yet, but that is happening. But yes, if you would like to donate something to the Victoria Truth Center, then you can go to our website and make a donation by credit card, or you can send us an e-transfer to info@victoriatruthcenter.org. So, however it is that you are contributing, I invite everyone to place hands on hearts and let's declare this generosity affirmation together. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so let us just close our eyes or lower our gaze for just a few moments as we allow ourselves to remain steeped in gratitude and appreciation for all that we already have, knowing that as we find things to be grateful for, as we find things to appreciate, then that state and feeling of thankfulness and appreciation continues to grow. And so as we open up to all the ways that we can be generous of spirit with ourselves, with each other, in our community and our world, what a gift and a blessing it is to give, to be generous with the love that we are, to share this incredible, amazing awesomeness that we are at our core, knowing that as we do, every single now moment becomes just a little bit better than the last, and we show up just a little bit more as the love that we truly are. So for all of the love that is here, for all that is on its way, I simply say thank you and yes, please, to more every moment of every day, as together we affirm, and so it is. All right, so as always, if you are someone you know is in need of some spiritual support or could do with some prayer, prayers at victoriatruthcenter.org. They come directly to me. There's also a sweet little butterfly box on the back of the table there and some forms. You can fill out a form, put it in the butterfly box, not the silver bowl, and that will make its way to the VTC prayer team as well. Anyone who is a member of VTC, and there are a lot of members here tonight, please save the date for the 2026 AGM, the annual general meeting. This is a really, really important opportunity to literally vote for some business that happens every year at the AGM. So it's going to be on Sunday, April 12th from 1 to 3 p.m. And if you are a member in good standing, which again, many people here are, then please, please, please make it a priority to come and join us in building community and for the evolution of VTC as we continue to evolve. There will be a light lunch served after Celebrate if you're staying for the AGM, so no need to brown bag it. You know, come stay for the lunch and hang out with some of us before we sit down and get to business, all right? These are all the events that are happening, well, actually happened in February, and there will be more similar events happening in March, but our official March roster of events will be coming on the weekend. If you want to know about any of those, please visit the website. That is the best way to know. You can also scan that QR code if you want to go to the events page. There's a little bit of information on some flyers over there and on the front door and in the hallway for community at large events, but the events page on the website is the best place. Volunteering, thank you to everyone for all the ways in which you volunteer. There's always more ways to volunteer. So I'm just going to thank in advance everyone for helping to clean up and put away the tables and the chairs today. Thank you to Denise for coming almost every single Wednesday and helping to set up the table, the interactive table over there, and for being a greeter. Thank you to the tech team at the back today, which includes Liam and Jamie, and does not include Glenn Sheridan for the first time in a long time. So yay, our tech team is expanding. And then thank you also to Glenn, because I think you ended up greeting so that Denise could sit in on meditation today. So thank you very much for that. Thank you to the musicians who every single week, this is part of the reason that we show up, right? Thank you, Pablo, Peter, and Kelby. And thank you to the community that shows up. Oh, and thank you to the board members, Linda and myself, who are here, right? Thank you to everyone who is tuning in online. I heard that there was Stephanie. Tell me again who it was. Leslie, Stephanie, Maggie. Okay, that you know of, because they're the one, and they're the ones who show. And then you, because you're commenting on stuff. Anyway, thank you everyone. And now, does anybody have any brief community announcements that you would like to invite people into? Something that you're hosting that you have going on? Well, funny, I should. Okay, yes, Kelby.
On Saturday night, the Elevate Trio will be at Herman's Jazz Club under a slightly different name. But it will be the three of us and a whole ton of musicians that Pablo Cardenas has organized on behalf of the anniversary of Herman's Jazz Club. So I think it's the 45th anniversary, maybe. Pablo is the chef d'orchestre for the night, and it will be a lot of fun. And then if you come to that and you go home for a brief nap, you can come and hear the Elevate Trio again on Sunday, which would be March 1st at 2 p.m. at James Bay United Church, doing an exploration of Black History Month. Technically, Black History Month ends in February, but we say, forget about it. Why should it only be once a month? No, we're stretching it out. So come join us on March 1st at 2 p.m., James Bay United Church. Thank you all.
Wow, excellent. Okay.
What's the name on Saturday night at Herman's?
It'll be under Pablo's name. Just Pablo Cardenas. And friends, enemies. All. There'll be something like that.
There'll be a lot of the other artists that have been here for many years. It's called Anniversary Celebration with Afro-Cuban Jazz Explosion.
Ooh, Afro-Cuban Jazz Explosion.
Yeah, that sounds
That-
great.
that
And
is
it's not
serious.
sold out yet?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
But we'll tell you about it anyway.
Good luck getting in.
You know the band. You can get in. Just sing with the band.
But yeah, if not space, then the Sunday this will be good too. So,
Yeah, Pablo says if there's not space on the Saturday, come on down on the Sunday.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic.
And
Thank
we're
you.
in Brentwood Bay, actually.
Oh, that's right.
What?
This is an Elevate
What?
Trio tour.
Right.
Oh, we're in your
Brentwood?
neighborhood.
What are you talking
We're
about?
We're basically at your house. We're at the Brentwood Bay Village Emporium on Friday night.
Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, us.
All right, fantastic.
Totally. And I just remembered that I'm also at Herman's on Thursday, tomorrow, with a show of love songs with a wonderful vocalist named Sarah Meleros. You got kicked off. Peter got kicked off that gig
But
for
Peter's going to be
bad
elsewhere.
behavior. Peter's at the other Emporium. You're doing 2 nights in a row of
Emporia.
Emporiums. Oh, okay,
Emporia.
Emporia. So, Thursday night, come on down to Herman's Jazz Club. Don't go to the Emporia where Peter's playing in Langford.
All right, okay, enough of that. Enough of this tomfoolery. Okay, thank you very much. All of that music, so much to take in. I'm going to invite everyone to stand on up as Kelby sings my song.
I'd like to sing this song by a kind of lesser-known composer who writes some hip melodies.
You can actually just,
I love her
just
stuff.
leave it there.
This is by your very own Lesia Cahote, but I am singing it tonight.
See, yeah. Okay. 1, 2,
Maybe we can get your little dance move and clapping happening again. Oh, there's a tambourine. Yeah, here we go. In this world of wonder, there's a strong vibration, a powerful creating here and now. We take our thoughts and feelings, use imagination, focus our attention. That's the how we're living life. Joy, making peace. Heart and mind, we're feeling love. We're having faith. We're smiling
dancers in the seats. And thank you to Shannon Holmes for bringing your new art here at VTC. And thank you to everyone, whether you came in person, tune in online. We love you. We appreciate you. We are so glad you're here. And we will see you next week. Thank you. 3 weeks, Liz.